Hello friends, welcome back to this topic of Ranga's marriage class 11th video, just written by Venkatesh Iyer in Kannada language, South Indian language. So it's about how human values change as per the circumstances, how we just throw our idealism out when we have our own profits, and how human is unpredictable because it just gives up its own teachings, its own principles. So now, story about Ranga's marriage. It's a boy from Sauli, and he is the first one to leave his village and go to Bangalore and learn English in an English medium school. And it's about when he comes back. The story begins when he comes back, and villagers flood into his place and try to find if there is anything changed in Ranga, but they felt that disappointment because they did not see any visible change in him. They see Ranga as they used to see, because it was first time when anybody went out of village for education, and they thought that he will be changed a lot when he will come back, but he was not changed. After the villagers left, narrator talked to Ranga. Narrator is our Shyama. The name of narrator is Shyama. He is talking to Ranga, and he tells him about a suitable girl he should get married. But Ranga is having a notion that one should marry only after becoming mature, after attaining maturity. One should marry. But this Shyama, he just motivates Ranga because he says that there's a beautiful girl named Ratna. And when Ranga sees this very girl, he is fascinated with the beauty. Ratna is from a big town. She is expert in music and plays veena and harmonium. And she's a very good girl who, according to Shama, is perfect match for Ranga. And both introduced, there is introduction to both of these, but narrator over here gives a kind of a pitch to the desire of Ranga. He says that this girl is married, and Ranga fell at very first sight. He falls in love with Ratna, but he is disappointed because when he comes to know that this Ratna is married. But it is all narrator's plan to arouse the curiosity in Ranga to know more about Ratna. And Ranga went to see this astrologer, and over there this narrator frames that astrologers should ask those questions through which this Ranga is compelled to admit that he just loves Ratna. And as astrologer tells Ranga he loves a girl by the name which resembles Ratna, Ranga is very happy, but soon he feels sad as it's not this visible, this not visible, this decision, because she's not available now, being married, and you can't marry a girl who is already married. So upon confirmation, when Ranga feels that, when he knows that it was all the plan of the narrator, he knows that Ratna is not married, so he falls in love with Ratna, and both of them are married. As though then this story is fast forward for 10 years. There is no incident which has been discussed about what happened during these 10 years. Ranga comes back to the village. He visits narrator on his third son's birthday. And Ranga and Ratna, they have named their own son after the name of the narrator, because he was the person who was possibly reason for their marriage, and he was the possible reason for their we can say togetherness, or they have met each other. So their marriage was possible only because of narrator. But you'll see that when you'll go through analysis of this very chapter, we'll see that learn about the beauty of a quaint village and its customs and traditions. We know about the beauty of village and about the customs and traditions which are there in the village. Plus it highlights the struggle to reserve our culture against westernization, as it was there. There was when Sati Pratha was there, when different cultures were there prevailing in the society. When English people came here, they tried to abolish, and they had to force a lot to abolish those kind of evil this culture or evil traditions which were prevailing in our society. But at the same time, if we lost these evil these cultures or practices, we lost some of the good cultures and practices as well due to westernization. The story depicts the life of an Indian village in the past where child marriage was a common practice. It depicts that time when Britishers were here and when child marriage was a common practice. A girl of 10 to 15 was married to a 40-year-old guy. Or two little kids who were of 10 to 15 age, or 8 to 9 or 6 to 7 age, they were married in their early childhood, and they were not it was not sometimes it was not acceptable in this grown up age when they were mature and they thought about their likes and dislikes. And the thing that there was complications in these kind of marriages. So, story of how a person, Shyama, manipulates a young boy, Ranga, to get married to an 11-year-old girl, Ratna, in a village. It's a story about a kind of a middleman. Shyama is a kind of a middleman over here who manipulates a boy, Ranga, to marry a very young 11-year-old girl. Earlier, this Ranga was having a notion that he should only marry after maturity, but being manipulated and fascinated by the beauty of Ratna, he just puts his idealism apart. So Ranga forgets his idealism and settles down to marry this Ratna happily. So he marries Ratna happily, and he does not take care of his idealism or principles or whatever thinking he had. People of India are so fond of the foreign language and education that they give up their own mother tongue for it. And we do not never think about the development of our own mother tongue or development of regional languages of India. We always keep on thinking the development of foreign languages like Germany, this Deutsch, we call German language as Deutsch, like English, other languages as well. We keep on developing these languages and we forget to develop our old cultured language, which was Sanskrit. It's not spoken in any part of India right now. Maybe a village will be speaking. I heard about a village which is in Andhra and which is where Sanskrit is spoken, but there is no particular we can say desire to revive this free language and bring it back into the frame. So I'm not saying that English is not a good language. No, it's a good language. It's a rich language, but we have to just make our own culture, our own identity, possibly we can say defy it, because it will just go away. It will not be able to survive without our culture, because when a great philosopher said after coming back to India, after independence of India, he came back to India and he saw that there were no people on the airport. He said that I have seen no people over here wearing turban, wearing dhoti and kurta. Now we have really conquered India because we have conquered them through culture. So we have lost our culture, and when we have lost our culture, we have lost our identity. So that's why language is more important. This Ranga, in this chapter, he is sent to learn English language, and he over there people take pride in that. And right now we see this very thing as well. People who speak English or they have different decorum, while people who speak Sanskrit or Hindi language or Urdu language in a gathering. So it's notion of common Indians that people who speak English are better than those who are not able to speak. But we should take care of our own language. The theme of the story is conflict between tradition and modernity. The conflict occurs when Ranga, against his rationality, falls in love with Ratna, an 11-year-old girl, and finally gets married to her. Now, there is a conflict between tradition and conflict between modernity. Our tradition was that child marriage was there. So, but Ranga was having a kind of thinking that he will marry only attaining the age of maturity, and which was modernistic thinking, because in modern society we have given up that age of that marriage of child marriage. So conflict occurred over here, tradition and modernity, but ultimately tradition won over there because this Ratna fell in love with this Ranga fell in love with Ratna, and ultimately he gets married over there, and he just gives up his principles. That is all in this free video. Hope you liked it. Thank you very much.